Okay, so today I am starting my pepper seeds. I'm like about a week behind of where I wanted to start them, but I just hadn't gotten around to it. These are my pepper containers, pepper seed containers. I have like one of those photo filing things, or actually I have two of them that I keep all my seeds in. But these are the seeds that I decided to plant this year. So I have arroz con pollo, which is just rice with chicken in Spanish. I think I tried to start these last year, or maybe I didn't. I can't remember. All I know is I haven't grown these, so I wanted to try them. So I have these ones. I have Pippin's Golden Honey, which I have grown. I've grown these for the last 2 years, and they're just like a good general sweet pepper. Like, there's nothing super special about their flavor or anything. They're cool looking. They turn kind of like, they're like purple, and then they turn like a mustardy orange color. It's pretty cool. I like them for that purpose, and then they turn really, really orange when they're really ripe. Then habanadas, because I like habaneros. I like habanero flavor, and I like to be able to have a non-hot version of that flavor that I can then like blend with actual habaneros if I want some spice and some not spice. Some bell peppers, just because bells, of course. And my bell peppers never grow well, and I'm not sure if it's just because I don't fertilize them or I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. But anyway, I got some sweet banana peppers, because who doesn't like banana peppers? Shishitos, which I have grown for the last couple of years also, and I really enjoy. They're very good. Just like again, another good general pepper, good to just eat by themselves kind of thing. This is also new to me this year. Hungarian paprika spice pepper. I use a lot of paprika, and cooking, we make a lot of things that have that in a seasoning. And so there's that. And then Sugar Rush Peach Peppers. I grew these not last year. Well, I tried to grow them last year, but none of my seeds germinated. I grew them the year before, and I really, really enjoy these. They've got a really great flavor. They're pretty spicy, but they're good. Craig's Grande Jalapenos. I love jalapenos. Big jalapenos are better, so those. These are another one I got last year, tried to grow last year, none of them germinated, but they are from Baker Creek. They're the Aji Crystal Peppers. So I'm going to take whatever's left in this seed packet and put it in here and hope that something germinates. We'll see what happens with that. Jigsaw peppers are another pepper variety that I've grown for the last couple of years. They're more ornamental than they are anything else. The peppers that grow on them are really, really tiny. And they're very, 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 very hot. Which is good if you want to spice up like a chili seasoning or something like that. Because like what we would do with a lot of our peppers is we dehydrate them and then grind them down into chili seasoning to use in like chilies, tacos, etc., etc. So these are good for that purpose if you want something with like a lot of heat. This one doesn't have a picture on the packet, but Puma peppers. I've mentioned this before in some of my videos, but Puma peppers are like one of my favorite peppers to grow. Also quite hot, but they have like a really good smoky sort of flavor to them. And I just really enjoy these. They're really good. So, cayennes, because cayenne peppers, why not? They're good. They're good for seasoning as well. And then these three, yeah. Anaheim peppers, and then serranos, and then anchos. All of these three, my husband really likes to have for making like chili. Like he likes to use them fresh in chili. And so I got those out for him for that purpose. But yeah, I thought I'd just show you guys so that's what I'm starting right now. Those are the seeds that I'm getting ready to put in these soil cups. So I just filled, excuse me, Whiskey, get down, baby. I just filled these cups with potting soil that I bought at the store. I filled these seed cups with potting soil that I bought at the store. This tray with these cups and stuff I bought on Amazon last year, but I never ended up using. So there's that. And then they came with these steaks, so I figured I might as well use these since I have them here to write on. They're kind of like more heavy duty than I would have expected. Honestly, I didn't even know these were in the package when I opened this today. But, you know, whatever works. So, anyway, I'm going to fill these out. I'll show you what I do when I plant my pepper seeds, which is basic planting of anything. I just kind of move some dirt around, throw the seeds in. Now, I'm going to plant these, or start these like I would if I was growing a lot, which is I'm just going to put a bunch of seeds in one cup. And then once they sprout and they get a little bit bigger, I will separate them out into their own individual cups. I've done this before. I like this method. It seems to save space when you're starting to start seeds. Like, obviously, when you separate them out, you're going to have like a billion more cups, but it's nice to just have like one grow light going instead of all 4 or 5 or however many I have. Anyway, so I'm just going to chat while I work on this about gardening, life, the state of things. I know a lot of people are getting involved in the homesteading thing because of the state of things in our world. And it's very understandable. It's a reasonable decision to make. And I think people are scared, which is understandable. I mean, look at the state of things. I mean, everything is just chaos. Just complete chaos. I mean, really it is. It's just that there's war stuff going on. There's all kinds of political divides, social divides, just our medical system is completely broken. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on and on and on about all the problems in the world. I try not to focus on the bad, which can be difficult, especially because I'm one of those people that tries to stay like plugged into what's going on as much as I can without losing my mind. And that can be very difficult because, you know, you want to be informed and you want to stay informed, but you want to keep your sanity and keep a level head and understand that just because bad things are happening in the world doesn't mean your life is going to be completely destroyed necessarily, or that you have to worry too much. But at the same time, you don't want to be caught off guard, and you don't want to, you know, ignore everything and put your head in the sand, because you just don't. So finding the balance there is kind of difficult, and I understand that a lot of people are having a hard time right now. And growing food is something that honestly, I got into this a couple of years before 2020, when everything started really descending into chaos. Although, I've kind of had, we're going to call this whatever we're going to call it, but I've had a voice in my mind, let's put it that way, that has been telling me since I was like 10 years old that I should be preparing for something. And it's always bothered me because I never really understood what it meant. I was always like, what is this? This is very weird. It's very bizarre. It was a very like distinct, intense sort of feeling of, you need to get prepared. You need to prepare. You need to do this now. You need to work on this. And I could never figure out what it was. Oh, my animals are going to start in. But I could never figure it out. I could never understand what it was that this feeling was until everything started going down. And then I was like, oh, this is why. And there's some other things that have happened in my life that have led me to believe I've been directed to do something. I'll leave it at that. People can think I'm crazy. I really don't care. But, I've had that sort of feeling for a long time. And so I started getting involved in this. And then when I started doing this, nothing in my life ever felt more right. This is where I feel like I am supposed to be, what I feel like I am supposed to be doing. And yeah, so I think a lot of people are feeling the pull towards self-sufficiency as being more, what's the word? How do I want to phrase this? Being more independent of the system. Realizing that Big Daddy government's not going to be there to have your back, and you should probably figure out some way to protect yourself, or you're going to be in big trouble. And that's sort of the place that I've been in now in my situation and circumstance. I am, how do I put this? I am in a financial bind at the moment. So my life circumstances are very different from how they were a year ago when I first made this YouTube channel. My life circumstances have really adjusted and changed a lot. And, I don't really know what to say other than that. I'm checking my pepper seeds to see if there's anything else I would like to grow. Because I have 4 more cups. And I'm not really seeing anything that stand out to me as to what I would like to do. So I might find something else in my other seeds to work with. So I might pause this for a second and go look through my stuff. Because these are all bell varieties. Yes. Alright. Give me one moment and I will figure out what else I'm going to put in those last 4 cups. Alright, so I think I decided to do some eggplants. I have some Black Beauty eggplants. Excuse me, Whiskey, please get down. Thank you. And maybe I'll just do these long purple eggplants. I have 3 varieties. I think I'm going to do some Black Beauties and some of these long purples. Do you need something? Crazy dog. Anyway. I don't know. I think everybody has had the desire that is, getting involved in this sort of community for the last several years, really, to try and break away from the system as much as they can, and that can be very difficult. It can be hard, complicated, scary. And like I was saying, I think what's happened for me is I was really on a trajectory of having like this plan to get to a certain place in like a 5-year plan. And then, well, life happened. Like my life drastically shifted. And when I say like drastic, I mean almost everything in my life changed. With the exception of we had already moved here, and obviously my relationships are still the same, like my family relationships and my relationship with my husband and all that's completely the same. But beyond that, like my financial circumstances have changed, the way in which I was planning things have kind of changed. I have a lot of things going on with my health in my family. My dad has a super rare form of cutaneous T-cell lymphoma called folliculotropic mycosis fungoides. It took them 2 years to diagnose it. He's been getting treatments. He found out last year in March. My parents had a business taking care of developmentally disabled people. I was working for them. They had to shut down their business because my dad had cancer and he had to get treatment, and my mom couldn't manage everything because she was managing everything on her own. And so, long story short, everything kind of just went down, like, really fast, to the point where we found out that's what he had, and the business was gone in 2 months because we had to give notice. And so then we started staying here full time because we were driving about, oh geez, I don't know. I think we were driving 2 hours one way and staying in the city to work for 4 days out of the week. And so we weren't home for a long period of time. And so then we were here full time, which was great. It was wonderful to be here full time. But then we were out of money. We had no money because me and my husband both worked for my family, and then my family had no money, and so it was like a bad situation. And me and my family are very close. I'm very close to my parents, and I get along with my mother really well. Like, she's one of my closest friends. I spend a lot of time with her. I try to spend a lot of time with my family in general because my dad does have cancer. Now, it's not like a terminal sort of cancer. He's not going to cancer, but it's really hurting his quality of life. Okay. So I'm going to start doing these. I'll show you what I'm doing. So I have, these are the Black Beauty eggplant seeds. So I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show, but like there's these seeds. I'm just going to put several in, like, so I'm just going to make a little divot here. We're just going to sprinkle them around, push them in a little bit, like push them down. Rake the dirt that's in the cup over the top. I'm trying to move these wood chips so that it doesn't hinder the seeds from popping. But that's essentially what I'm going to do for all of these. And then I know a lot of people like to start their seeds wet. I don't. Or they're with their soil wet when they start seeds. I don't. I like to do this, and then I like to get them wet through the tray and then do that. So that's what my plan is. Anyway, I'm going to continue talking as I do this. But anyway, my life circumstances drastically changed, and I wanted to, you know, I've had this calling in my soul, really, to learn how to do this homesteading thing and grow and share it with people and try to build community and be involved in community. And I'm not really good at that because I'm a very introverted person. I like my family. I don't have a lot of, keep large groups of friends. I don't really fit into large groups of friends. I try to have and maintain healthy relationships, and I don't really like to put up with a lot of crap from people. So I kind of put myself into a situation where I don't have a lot of friends for a variety of reasons. And I'm good with that. Like, I'm comfortable with myself and like where I'm at with that. But it's hard to be involved in community building efforts if I'm not hanging out with people. You know what I mean? I'm gonna move this marker so I can see what I'm doing. So yeah, it's difficult to I don't know. I have a hard time making friends with people. I think I have trust issues. I've, been through some things with people in my life. And I try. I really do. Because at my core, I love people. I love humanity. I want to see people thrive. I want to see people... I want to see everybody succeed. I want to see people getting the things that they need and want in their lives. I want them to feel love and joy like I have in my life from, you know, the wonderful experiences I've had with the wonderful people that I do have in my life. Because while I may not have many people in my life, the people I do have in my life, they're invaluable to me. I am incredibly grateful. And I think something, you know, we could have a conversation, I suppose, about, you know, the younger generations. I'm a millennial. I am 33. So I see this in my own peer group of people being lost and sad and depressed and angry and bitter. And it makes me really sad to see people so defeated, I guess, is the best way to put it. I hate it. It crushes my soul. But it's also personal responsibility, you know? Like, there's so many people in my generation, and I'm not saying this about everyone, and I don't want to have to caveat myself, so I'm not going to, okay? I understand that I have good intentions, and I'm not trying to be a shitty garbage bag person, okay? So, with that in mind, I understand people have their crap, but there's a level of personal responsibility that, for some reason, people in my generation want to seem to shirk, and I don't really understand why fully. Because I feel very alienated amongst my peers, I should say that. Very alienated. I don't understand, like, I see a lot of people make jokes about certain things with millennials, like jokes about, I'll never be able to afford to buy a house, and it's like everybody else's fault but mine kind of jokes. Like, it's the government, it's this, it's the recession that we lived through, now it's this current circumstances, world circumstances, and like the way that the housing market went up in 2020, and all of these things. And there is relevancy to those things. There is relevancy and truth to the fact that, yes, there are things that shouldn't happen that do in fact happen. There are things that make circumstances very unfair for certain groups of people. That is true. But that doesn't mean that you can't have a house or you can't have things because of the circumstances. It's just that you want to live your life a certain way and you want to have it all, and you can't have it all. And I'm saying this from a person who is and has been her entire adult life basically very poor. And I don't live like I'm poor. I don't feel like I'm poor. Anyway, life circumstances, people think that they can never have these things, and people in my generation often talk about how it's impossible to ever be able to own a house, etc., etc. And it's not true. I own my house, and I had a house previously, and what is that? That is not a pepper seed. It's like a cucumber seed or something. That's funny. I had a house previous to the one I have now, and I own this house, and I make a lot less money than most of the people that I see complain about not being able to do such things. I'm just a realistic person. If I can't afford something, I understand and recognize that I can't afford something, and I have to work to figure out how to get there. That's basically what it boils down to. Like, I have dreams, but I still have to be realistic about what I am capable of, where I am at right now. And there's something that I know a lot of people repeat in different ways, but the way that I was taught it and the way it stuck with me, I was in cosmetology school, my senior year of high school. And my cosmetology school teacher taught me, use what you've got to get what you want. And that has always stuck with me through, the last however many years it's been since I graduated high school. I mean, it's been more than 10 years. And it's stuck with me. And I think about it all the time because it's like, you may not have everything that you think you need to do something, but you can do a lot with what you have. And understanding that and understanding your ability to do the things that you can with the resources that you do have available to you is invaluable, and it will help propel you forward in life in whatever direction and whatever goals you're aiming for. If you take the things that you have in front of you and you push yourself towards your goals using those things, then you're going to be better off. It's like, I know Jess from Roots and Refuge says, turn your waiting room into a classroom. It's the same kind of a concept. It's like, use the things in front of you, what you can do, what you are capable of in this moment to help you further your goals eventually in the future. It may not be the full picture, but it'll be something, and some step is better than no step. And that's just really the most important thing. Some step is better than none. Getting yourself moving towards your goals, it almost kind of creates somewhat of a snowball effect, and it's not always as fast as we want, because like I could say for myself right now, I am not satisfied with the speed at which I am moving forward. I would like to be going faster in my homestead journey. I would have liked to have had the infrastructure set up for meat chickens at this point. I would like to have had my greenhouse put up, and I would like to have had my garden fully fleshed out and have more garden beds and room for the other things that I want. And I would like to have, like, my infrastructure and fencing for goats at least starting this year. But I didn't get there. That did not happen for me. My life shifted so drastically in the last year that I am still just kind of trying to keep my head above water and adjust to those things and those changes in my life so that I can try to figure out how to move forward from where I'm at, because my position and my ability and my resources got knocked back a lot because of that. That's just, life circumstances. Sometimes life gets in the way of the things that your plans. I mean, that's very common. It's very, cliche for people to say, but it is very true. Your plans don't usually pan out the way that you wish they would, or the way that you expect that they should. And that's the case for me with my farm. I bought this property, and I had every intention within, the first 3 to 5 years to have most of my infrastructure built. And it is 2023. I moved in here in 2020. 2021, I got my chickens. I got my chicken coop. I started building my garden. 2022, I expanded my garden, and I had every intention of putting up a greenhouse, buying more garden beds, starting to get supplies, and looking into, like, what do you call that? Like, shelter for other animals, because I would like to get goats. That is on my list of things I really want to do. And, well, I didn't get goats. I'm not even in a place where I can even think about the idea of building the infrastructure to get goats, because I don't have the money for the fencing. It's just not feasible. I can't do it. I want to eventually, and I still will. I will do it eventually. I just have to figure out how to get there. And that's how it goes. That's just how it is. I'll figure it out. eventually. So anyway, my seeds are in the soil. I'm just going to wet this soil down. Get like some water in the bottom of this tray so that these will get all soaked up and wet. Put them in my seed starting room, and then I will set them there and leave them there until they sprout, and then I'll turn the grow lights on for them. But yeah, I'm doing these now, and then in like 2 weeks, probably, maybe 3, I'm gonna start my tomatoes and some flowers and stuff. So yeah, I think I'm also gonna go over and show you my seed collection in another video, but that's another thing for another time. So I hope you enjoyed watching this mess, because my brain was all over the place, as it often is. I think 800 miles a minute. But anyway, there you go. There you go. Seeds.